Well, in any event, you graduated or you finished your school over at Dreese's school. When did you first move in to the borough then?
All right, 34.
1934.
Yep.
That would have been 20 years old then. The borough would have been 20 years old. It started in November the 14th, 1914 is when it became a borough.
Two from the street is one that would be
20, so the borough was gone 20 years, and that was more or less what we call the Depression time.
Yeah.
Did you move into town to get a job, or was it?
No, I was driving school bus then.
Driving school bus.
I had a job as far as that, and worked in the summer, helping in the orchard, peach orchard, apple orchard.
What kind of a school bus did you drive? What was it, an international or?
First, for 1 year, it was a Ford truck, a Ford
long wheelbase truck?
The Model T. Model T truck. Just for 1 year. Just to try it out, and then after that, then we had to.
What was your route that you used, or picked up and delivered children from?
Well, in the first, I was over here, Buck School route. That's what was meant for Buck School route. That was the state road and this back road. I was only 4 years on that. And they put me over. They had trouble over on the other route, and the kids and
bringing them into town here.
What?
Not the first it was Bub School pickup. Then they had troubles, and that was for the ones they brought into the Beavertown School.
Well, we brought them all into the Beavertown School.
Yeah, that's right. In the 30s, they all consolidated.
But they changed me over onto that route because the driver had trouble with the kids. And
now that wasn't the Model T anymore.
No, that was then the Chevy. Then I bought the Model T I had for 1 year, and then after the 1 year, then I bought a new Chevy chassis. I had the body built by Mutchler in Middleburg. I helped to build it.
Who used to work for Kearns. He was the body man for the Kearns Motor Car Company.
Yeah,
Jim Mutchler.
He worked for Kearns before that, but at that time he had a garage in Middleburg.
You don't have a picture of that, do you?
No, I don't have a picture, but I went down once, it was during the summer, I went down every day to help to run back and forth to the planing mill and so on, and help to get it together.
So he built to your specification.
He was a good mechanic.
How many passengers could you haul?
Well, whatever it produced, I could haul in the 30-some.
30-some passengers in your Chevy.
Yes.
How about the Model T? How many could you handle there?
Well, not so many in there. There weren't so many at that, I guess, on that route, but that was not so big in capacity as the Chevy was in that building.
Then how did you continue to operate school buses then for a number of years thereafter?
15 years I was.
15 years.
I had that Chevy for 9 years. And then I got a Wayne, then we had to change to get Wayne bodies. And then the state asked for that, for the new regulation.
That was all steel bodies.
All steel and power brakes, air power brakes. And that is air power or wagon.
Hydraulic.
Or wagon. Yeah, hydraulic they had, but then they had the air power to operate but I had the real air brakes like the
truck
like big pad. No, the truck didn't have anything like that. I had to have that put on. The air brakes. I had the bus when I bought the bus new. It was, had to be taken to Harrisburg and they put the chain iron Westinghouse air brakes on. Right now, they use vacuum brakes. And I had the air just like the big buses, like our biggest buses have now. Air. When I stopped, well then, air when you left the brake loose and the air went vacuum don't go that way. You don't hear from vacuum. But I had the real Westinghouse air brakes.
Yes.
The only bus that had the air brakes like that.
Well, then you were operating a school bus, and during the course later on, at one point you started to help the borough. You worked actually for the borough for many years. You were the man who attended to the reservoir and to the flushing of the fire plugs and to installing water lines and just general all the activities that kept the borough going for many, many years.
11 years I was this maintenance man in the borough.
Yes, sir.
And it was from soon after 40, what's it, soon after 43 I became, not that year, but soon after, a year or so after I became maintenance man in the borough.
And
no, that wouldn't be nearly quite right, neither. Later that I became maintenance man. Well, I'll tell you. I think that was near around 60. It was 60, near around 1960 when I became maintenance man here in the borough. I had worked at the Mifflinburg in the body works in the 50s. In the 50s. After I didn't drive school, but
then you went into...
And at Kramer, I was in.
At Wood Moat?
Wood Moat, one thing, yeah.
Wood Metal, I guess they call it then.
Yes.
We also know that in the 1976 bicentennial booklet of Beavertown that you have a rather elaborate shop where you sharpen blades and sharpen mowers and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Requires specialized machinery. And I guess you're still involved in that,
I'm
aren't you?
still doing it.
At 82.
I sharpened perhaps as much as 11 to 12,000 saws and other things besides.
Yes, sir. I was very favorably impressed with the machinery that's required, and of course, to get the right edge on, you have to have this machinery. And
I have 3 machines for that. Altogether, I have 8 motors in my shop, 8 different machines.
Do you suppose anyone will take that over should you leave this world?
I couldn't guess, or none of them seem to be concerned about it yet.
Well, maybe your little grandson will latch on and want to learn how to do it. In any event, the skills just don't come overnight. It takes an awful lot of...
you can be in something like it and know about it, but still you can also all the time learn about it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, after all that experience, why, you would know pretty well what you're doing. And I guess what the problem is that it's hard to charge what a job is really worth.
Yes, that is, if I would charge like some get money for their time in work, I would surely charge a lot more, but I don't charge that rate.
I know, and that's what you call the Yankee ingenuity, what you do, and the productivity. That is, we used to have people that did a day's work for $1,
Yeah.
and those days are going to have to come back if we're going to continue as a strong and viable nation.
That would be better.
Yeah, but there's still artisans or artisans around that, such as yourself, who do